In the year 1660, in a moment of passionate anger, Princess Charumati of Kishangarh insulted the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. He decided to punish her by asking for her hand in marriage. She would have to spend the rest of her life imprisoned in the zanana of a cruel man she hated more than anything in the world. Her brother couldn't reject the proposal because doing so would bring down the wrath of Aurangzeb on the poor people of Kishangarh. However, the princess sent a message to the great great grandson of the mighty warrior Maharana Pratap, Rana Raj Singh of Mewar. She had fallen for him when she first laid eyes on him at his coronation. Now she requested him to rescue her from the terrible fate that awaited her. The Mewar Conspiracy by Rashima Swarup Verma is the true story of how the Rajputs defeated Aurangzeb and defended the honor of the Rajputana. Let's switch on the reading lamp. Hello, I'm Asavari, and on this channel, I review books and talk about reading in general. Shall we have a look at the details of today's book?
Facts and figures.
The Mewar Conspiracy is a non-fiction historical book that dramatizes the true story of Princess Charumati and Rana Raj Singh I of Mewar. Written by Rashima Swarup Verma, the book was published last month in November 2024 by Srishti Publishers and Distributors. It's a short book of only 234 pages and available in paperback and Kindle editions. You can find the link to buy this book on Amazon in the first pinned comment and in the description given below. Now let's talk about the actual contents of the book. But as you know, no spoilers, no worry. Just
the cover story.
Princess Charumati was the sister of Raja Man Singh of Kishangarh in Rajasthan. This Raja Man Singh is not to be confused with the Raja Man Singh of Amer, who led the Mughal forces against Maharana Pratap in the Battle of Haldighati. The Raja Man Singh in this book was the son of Raja Roop Singh of Kishangarh and not the nephew of Jodhabai. Princess Charumati had attended the coronation of Rana Raj Singh of Mewar with her father Raja Roop Singh. She fell in love with the warrior king at first glance and made up her mind there itself that one day she would become his wife. A few months later, in a fit of Rajput anger, she did something that was an insult to the Mughal Emperor of Aurangzeb. I'm not going to spoil the story for you. News of her act of defiance reached Aurangzeb. He decided to punish her by sending a marriage proposal for her to her brother, the king of Kishangarh. It's quite interesting to note that even Aurangzeb himself thought that marriage to him was a punishment. Anyway, although her brother was a proud Rajput, he felt compelled to accept the proposal in order to protect the people of his kingdom. Theirs was a tiny kingdom and he did not have the means to defend his people if Aurangzeb decided to unleash his wrath upon them. The marriage party sent to bring her to Aurangzeb was already on its way. Princess Charumati decided to take matters into her own hands. She would either find a way out of a predicament or kill herself before her doli reached Shahjahanabad. She knew that there was one Rajput king who would stand up against Aurangzeb because he had already done so a number of times. She sent a messenger with a secret letter to Rana Raj Singh. She confessed her feelings and asked him to save her the way Lord Krishna saved Rukmini. When Rana Raj Singh received her letter, he did not think twice. With just 50 brave soldiers, he attacked the Mughal Bharat of 2000 as it carried Princess Charumati away from Kishangarh. He spirited her away to Mewar while the Bharat returned to Aurangzeb empty-handed. Rana Raj Singh knew that there would be repercussions. Aurangzeb would be furious about the double insult and would retaliate by attacking Mewar. Mewar went on high alert. Women and children from neighboring towns were provided shelter in the forts. Gates were secured. Storehouses were well stocked with grains, pulses, and other essentials. The army got ready. Other Rajput states were requested to send reinforcements. Some who were afraid of offending Aurangzeb did not respond. But for many other kings, it was a collective sense of Rajput pride that was above everything, including their own survival. They came together to show the enemy his place. In the battle that ensued, a lot of blood was shed on either side, but in the end, the valiant Rajputs prevailed. The mighty Mughal army had to tuck their tails and return to Delhi with their heads hung low. A close friend of Rana Raj Singh, Rawat Ratan Singh of the Chundawat clan, had just gotten married a week before the start of the battle. Upon receiving the message from his friend for assistance in fighting against the Mughals, he left his new bride Sahel Kamar to go into the battlefield. The legend of Rawat Ratan Singh and Sahel Kamar, also known as Hadi Rani, is famous in Rajasthani folklore. I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but it is worth knowing that Rajasthan Police Force has an all-women armed battalion named after Hadi Rani, Rawat Ratan Singh's bride. To find out the reason why, you're going to have to read the book.
Speaking my mind.
My reasons for reading this book are pretty simple actually. I live in Maharashtra, in a city surrounded by mountains and forts. Trekking through them fills us with a sense of pride about our rich history and heritage. As a child, I lived in Karnataka. So, along with the stories of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the Marathas, and Peshwas, I also grew up with stories of Kittur Channamma, Abbakka Chauta, Hakka Bukka. All these stories have always been a never ending source of pride and inspiration. As an adult, the more I explore my country, the more I realize how little I know about its glorious history. I felt ashamed when I went to Guwahati, Assam, in my 30s to discover that it was the first time that I was hearing of Ahom General Lachit Borphukan and the Battle of Sarai Ghat. Of course, I do take responsibility for being so ill informed, but the fact remains that none of my history textbooks ever had a mention of this great warrior. Again in 2022, I went to Thoothukudi in Tamil Nadu for my daughter's basketball matches. There, wherever I looked, I kept seeing the name V.O. Chidambaram Pillai. Once more, it was the first time that I had heard the name. I began reading up on him. I was astounded to find out that he was a prominent freedom fighter who in 1906 was instrumental in the establishment of the first Swadeshi steam navigation company to counter the monopoly of the British in shipping. It was called Swadeshi because V.O. Chidambaram Pillai was very much influenced by Lokmanya Tilak's ideology. As a result, VOC was tried and convicted by the British government for sedition and sentenced to 2 concurrent life sentences. I do have in my mind 2 different books for future episodes. One is based on Ahom General Lachit Borphukan and the other on freedom fighter V.O. Chidambaram Pillai. Do let me know in the comments if you would be interested in episodes about books based on the lives of these great men. If there are other such books that you've read and liked, I would love to hear your recommendations too. The more I explore our wonderful country, the more I realize how woefully inadequate our history textbooks are. That brings me to today's book, to my first reason for recommending this book to you. Reason number 1 is to read up on a glorious episode in our history out of the thousands that unfortunately never made it into our textbooks. It is a dramatized account of the story. Nevertheless, it's a true story. The Mewar conspiracy tells us the story of Rana Raj Singh I and Princess Charumati, as well as Rawat Ratan Singh and his wife Hadi Rani or Sahel Kamar. It is a story full of valor and the Rajput pride that defiantly fought against and defeated the might of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. Reason number 2, the factual content. The book may be short, less than 250 pages, but it's a heavily researched book. At the end of the book, you will find a list of more than 100 references to documents and research articles. You learn a lot about the history of the period, the Sisodias or Maharana Pratap's lineage, the Rajputana, the Mughals, the bloody history of succession in the Mughal dynasty, the political alliances of the period, various battles and wars fought by the Rajputs, and so on. Reason number three, it's a history lesson that does not read like a history lesson. The story format makes it interesting, and I'm sure you'll find yourself racing through it. The descriptions, the structure, and the seamless weaving of facts with a little bit of drama makes it a great read. There is nothing that feels extraneous to the story. The amount of information provided is perfectly balanced with the amount of embellishment done to create that atmosphere and generate interest. All in all, it's a very well written book that successfully walks the thin line of dramatic nonfiction. If you're a history buff, this is a book that you just cannot afford to miss. Now it's time for the LINEDSCAPE rating of today's book.
LINEDSCAPE Rating.
LINEDSCAPE is the 10-factor book rating system that I have devised. You can find a link up there or in the description to a video that explains how it works. You can check that out. 2 parameters, characters and aesthetics, are 8 on 10. 6 parameters, language, novelty, engagement, descriptions, sense, and plot, are a 9 on 10. 2 parameters, impact and enjoyment, are a full 10 on 10. That gives us a total score of 90 on 100, which translates into 4.5 stars. And now it's time to put my thoughts.
In a nutshell,
The Mewar Conspiracy by Rashima Swarup Verma brings us a glorious chapter from Indian history that I believe should become known to all Indians outside of Rajasthan. The book is well researched and well written. It's a short, dramatized account of a true story that is a matter of national pride. I highly recommend reading this 4.5 star book. Time for me to go. Remember, I upload a fresh episode every week. If you liked this episode, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell icon so you never miss an episode. And please share with your friends and family. The more, the merrier. This is Asavari signing off for now, and until next time, have fun under the reading lamp. Switch on, read on.